Hi guys, welcome back to Not Another Budget. I'm Nicole, and this is my Asda follow-up prepper food haul. I know I said in the last one that I was going to be visiting the city, and I did. And I know this was meant to be a B&M's and an Asda food haul, but guess what? B&M's was awful, so it's just Asda. And I definitely took advantage of the fact that there were things in Asda that I could not find in Aldi or Tesco's or even Sainsbury's, surprise, surprise. And yeah, if I were to give you my which combo recommendation, it would be Aldi and Asda. Like, the prices alone, and I'm going to try and do not as many hand movements today because I noticed there was so much shake yesterday. There will be cat interruptions because someone is just making his presence known, but we will work with that as much as possible. So I am filming. I've not been in long. I have had dinner, but I therefore haven't done still a final total roundup, and that will be, and I don't know how to edit and just pop it on a screen anywhere because I just don't have time or the know-how to do that. So the final total for food specific preps, and that I think is where most of my extra money has gone. Oh, okay, thank you, that works. This month, which is fine because that's what it was set aside to do. I just need to break it all down properly. That will be on my September roundup video. Now, I was really pleased with everything I found. I had a little look on the Asda grocery website last night to try and scout out what I could find. So I went in with a little bit of a list. I am gutted because although I had a list, I completely forgot to write down tinned fruit. And when I was checking the website, I was like, oh my goodness, I can get different types of tinned fruit for less than £1. Wonderful. And it just didn't happen. So if I can find an excuse to go back through to the city, I will. I do have to pay for parking every time I do, and that's a pain, but I guess that's just the way of things. And obviously it's an hour's worth of driving each way, so there will need to be a multi-purpose excuse. But it was a very good shop. I got non-food preps as well, which I will do a separate video on because I'm too tired right now to organise them, and set it all up and film it. But without further ado, let's just go. Oh, quickly. I've noticed that in the past week I've somehow gained another 120 something subscribers. Guys, thank you so much. That's a complete shock to me. I didn't expect anyone to be interested, and bizarrely you guys were all really interested as well in the just like severe amount of food shopping I've done, because yesterday's prep haul video was, I think, like my most successful first 24 hours so far, which is what YouTube tells me, and I understand like nothing of this. I am just filming on a work phone that has a semi-decent camera and uploading like straight to YouTube. There are no frills that goes into this, guys, at all. I wouldn't even know where to start. So thank you so much. I am once again behind on comments. I had caught up and now I'm not. So I have an admin day in the week, so I will do that. But it's been 3 minutes of me rambling. You're staring at all this food and the camera is shaking. So let's get to it. No sweet things. And I'm going to reiterate what I said yesterday. If I'm getting down to like that last solitary tin of tuna, then I want to have biscuits and chocolate. But sadly, there is none of these things. So, Smash. Oh, good old Smash. A variety of Smash. So this is the cheese and onion mash. It was 60p each and I got 2. I have not had this in 12 years, and the last time I had it I was a student, and goodness knows what sorts of choices I was making back then. But a really good staple, good to have, and you know, it's saying made from real potatoes, so we're going to trust that, and that's all green and nice. So 2 packs of that there, not as cheap in Tesco's and not really existent in Aldi when I've been in. I do only have a smaller Aldi, and that is something worth bearing in mind. So yeah, just another cheese and broccoli pasta, 50p, so cheaper than the Tesco's ones. I'm going to get to the mushrooms in a minute. Some evaporated semi-skimmed milk. I just walked past it and went, oh yeah, that could be useful. I don't know what I would use it for from a prep basis, but I certainly had the dried goods to do baking, and I can bake, so we will see. But that was 75p, so I thought I would try. Yellow split peas, 55p each for 500 grams. I'm sure you can go and get kind of large 5 kilo plus bags of all things like this and all things like pasta. I just don't have the space for those types of large bags. I would have to give up other things, and I like my variety. You know, and I do cook stews, and I have tinned meats and tinned vegetables, and I can make up a stew, and these would really bulk out a stew, and it's a really good source of protein and things like that. And that is one thing really to bear in mind. If you're already prepping, you know this, you need to try and have like a balanced set of food groups. You don't just want to be left with things that are really high in E numbers or really salty or awful. You know, you can go cheap if you want to. If you've got the money spare, you can go for more expensive brands, but go for things that you like. A couple of people have asked questions and stuff, and I'm not an expert in this whatsoever. There are other channels out there that will give you a far better breakdown than I can. But what I would say is things that you already eat, that you know you're going to be happy to eat if you are stuck in your house for a couple of days, for example, or you know, things are not working, and depending on where you live in the country and your circumstances, that's entirely possible. You don't have to, I'm going off on a tangent, but we're just going to roll with it, guys, so, you know, go with me. You don't have to prep on the basis that the world's going to come to an end and there's going to be a nuclear event and, you know, there's going to be another huge pandemic. You don't have to do it for that basis. You can just literally do it as I've got all this food in, and now I don't need to go food shopping for anything more than fresh food for a month. So I can use it as a cost-saving measure, which is also known as a pantry challenge. You can sit there and go, well, do you know what? We were really heavily flooded that year and we couldn't get out anywhere, and we were fine in our house, but we couldn't get out of the road. So that was a problem. All things that, whatever suits your personal circumstances, do, but do not break the bank to do this at all, unless you were in a position where you've got the extra money. And I found the extra money in my budget to do it, but I'm going to leave myself very short in October. But I made that decision because of my own personal anxieties. So I hope that makes sense. Also, when you're getting things like multiples, don't do what people did in the pandemic and just buy something like 9 packs of loo roll. Just don't. Poor resources. Make sure that whatever you're taking, there is enough there for other people. And also, like, from a financial perspective, if you're buying, for example, like 20 of these, well, A, you've got to store 20 of these, and B, you're going to be really sick of them, like, after 4 tins. Trust me, I've done that. I never ever want to see Tesco value tomato soup ever again, because that's what I did one year, and I really regretted it. So leave enough for everyone else, because there are people out there that are in a worse position than you, and they may only be able to afford the super cheap stuff. And if you are in that position, you want to be able to go shopping and know that actually you can afford to do a food shop for yourself or your family. So that is me off my tangent. Let's get back to it. Pearl barley. Sorry, guys. I'm really overtired and slightly shopped out and never ever want to do a prep food shop ever again. I will. I love them, but not right now. It's been a whole week of it. I did get 2 bags of this, but I've already condensed them down into a storage jar. Little spoiler there about one of the non-prep food things I bought. 2 bags of pearl barley, 500 grams. This was 60p. This is still a good price. I think when I bought it a couple of years ago, it was only 50p. So really good for bulking out soups. And I've also put it in stews as well. Pearl barley, really do recommend, and it's another really healthy one where it's really high in fibre as well. Vegetarian, I'm not a veggie, I'm not vegan, but it's worth bearing that in mind, that it's good to have alternative options. Fray Bentos, I think I said Fray Bentos yesterday, that's just me. £1.50 in Asda is the cheapest I've seen it. In B&M's it was £2, in Tesco's it was up to £3, and I don't even think about other places. These guys are pretty proven in terms of quality, so I was happy to get that. I don't eat these very often, i.e. never really at all, but they are a good thing to have. And in terms of shelf life and long life, that is August 2024, it is good too. And then the minced beef and onion is, again, August 2024. They do different options of things like this. I tend to avoid any like tinned chicken. I am just fussy. Like, no tinned white meat, please. Apart from tuna. And I do understand that's a contradiction. But yeah, these are the 2 that I will kind of stomach. These are, I'm kind of going, oh yeah, I do actually need some meat. That's not hot dogs and tuna in my preps. Coconut milk powder. I do have tinned coconut milk. I don't have a lot of tinned coconut milk, so this is just a backup. That's 60p. I've never seen this before, so I don't know how it's going to work, so I will do a test run on that. And then Idaho, and this is the best smash type thing I've ever found. Best powdered mashed potato, and I went with the butter and herb. It's £1 each. It's currently £1.20 in Tesco's, and quite expensive, but Asda at the minute is the cheapest, and you can also get it with cheese and just completely plain. But that is going to sit there, and the shelf life on that one is July 2023, so just under a year. So that'll be used when I'm feeling lazy one day, or we're in a situation where I need it. Red lentil soup, 55p, fairly self-explanatory, nice and healthy-ish. I do pay attention to the traffic light situation, and it's low in saturated fat, and I just get a couple of tins of soup anyway on every shop that I do, just so I've got them there as an extra, and I also take them to work and stuff and have them for lunches. An extra passata. This was something I grabbed in passing. It wasn't on my list. You can get this in Aldi, I think, for the same price, but it's 39p. Very good if you know how to cook that. I know I said I was sick of Tesco value soup, tomato soup. I'm not sick of Asda Just Essentials, 30p, and I actually use this as a pasta sauce base and add like grated cheese and things like that, and it works fine for just a cheapy meal. And then the thing that I'm most proud of, I'm pleased to find, are the mushrooms. Now, in Tesco's, these are £1.10 each. Like sliced and whole button mushrooms are £1.10 each. I was astonished. I love mushrooms. I cook with them an awful lot. I know they're not everyone's cup of tea, but again, practice what you preach. Don't take the whole lot. I could have quite easily bought the whole shelf at 80p for the price, because I don't know when I'm next going through to the city. I may have to make a special trip just for those and the fruit that I didn't buy. But these are 80p each, and yeah, absolutely. Considering they're going to be fried and cooked and roasted off, it doesn't matter. And they are just in water. And again, I got some sliced mushrooms as well, and they were 50p. So that is the cheapest I have found them. I am ever so pleased with that. And I think, so again, a little bit smaller, but that's completely fine. I wanted to go and make sure that I had things that were not what I just found elsewhere for a cheaper price. But my recommendation is, if you are near them or you are happy to make the drive and it doesn't have an impact on your budget or your circumstances, Aldi and Asda are the best combination for the two. Get what you enjoy, get what you eat, because you are going to have to, like, I eat this. I may not eat this for like another year, or I may not eat that until March, or these I may not cook with until, oh wow, these have actually got a 2026 lifespan. So actually, guys, if you are near an Asda, try and get some of those. Leave some for other people, but they are 2026 and 2026 as well. So yes, I'm going through, next time I'm anywhere, I have even the slightest excuse to go to the city, I will be getting some of those. I may not use these until nearer their sell-by date, and if I don't use them, they go to a food bank, and food banks need things at the minute. So, yeah, that's my phone going off. I'm ever so sorry. What is happening? Okay, sorry guys, I forgot to turn that off. I'm going to shoot off now because I need to go and get myself sorted for the evening and get the cat settled, because he is all around my feet. But this is my very brief Asda food haul. As I said, and I'm running out of words now because I'm getting really tired, thank you so much for subscribing. To all of my new subscribers, hello. Thank you for joining, and to everyone who is already a subscriber, welcome back. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all on the next one, guys. Bye bye.